Hi there, I'm Donna, and I'm the Artistic Director of GTP, Garner Theatre Productions, the actor-musician theater company. We're a new company, and we are going to celebrate and feature those individuals that work equally as actors and musicians in the shows that they do. Now, I'm thinking at this time there's probably a lot of people that have a little more time to learn instruments than they normally do. So, the company members of GTP are putting together some online programs to teach people how to play, sing, some songs that we love. And so over the course of the next little while, we're going to be putting some instructional videos out so that you can learn how to play some songs. And it will also encourage you to be even more expressive in every part of your life, but it might get you excited about learning other songs as well. I have a pretty great love of the musical, The Sound of Music. It's been a big part of my life, and I know that a lot of other people out there probably feel exactly the same way. So the song that I've decided to start with is Do Re Mi. And I like Do Re Mi because it's the point in the show where Maria's teaching the children, the Von Trapp children, about music. And that's kind of one of the things that I love to do too. I've taught kids for a long time. I've taught adults for a long time. I get to work with wonderful professional adults and children in the music theater industry. And it's really important to me. And I've always loved this song because it teaches so many things about chords and telling a story, which is very important, and rhythm, and also a little language that they use in it called solfège, fancy French word for do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do language, which some of you have probably already heard about. So anyways, what we're going to do today, we're just going to learn the first 8 bars of Do Re Mi. If you have an old keyboard at home or an old piano, or maybe it's a new one that you just haven't had a chance to learn yet, you can use it now. And I want you to go kind of to the middle of the piano, find middle C, which will be right underneath a set of 2 black notes. There's white notes on the piano and there's black notes on the piano. And the black notes are grouped in groups of 3s and 2s. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, all the way up. And right about in the middle of the piano, I want you to go to the group of 2 black notes, and I want you to play the C just underneath there. And that's where we're going to start the song. So, you probably know this song a little bit anyways, but I'm going to sing a little bit of it for you. And I'm going to sing what we call the melody, or the main tune. Okay? Here we go. Do, a deer, a female deer, re, a drop of golden sun, me, a name I call myself, fa, a long, long way to run. And that's all we're going to do today. Okay? Now, I played the melody with my hand and I sang it with my voice. But I would like to teach you to play chords underneath your singing. So I'd like you to go back to that C, and then I want you to count up to E. And in music on the piano, the notes are kind of like the alphabet, although it starts at A, and just like the alphabet, and only goes to G, and then you just start all over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There. So you only really have to learn, what is that, 7 letters. Huh, fantastic. Okay, but we're going to start on C, so middle C on the piano. And I want you to add an E to that, which is 2 white notes up. You can play those guys together, and then add a G that's 2 notes above that. Doesn't that sound awesome? And that's a C major chord. Okay, so we're going to play that. And I'm going to play it underneath the first little bit of this song. Do, a deer, a female deer. Now I have to switch my chord here for the next part of the song. So I want you to keep your baby finger on G, and I want you to move your middle finger and your thumb down 1 white note. Isn't that beautiful? And that's called a G chord. and it's made up of G, B, and D. And you can play it G, B, D. You can play it in different places on the piano, but we're going to play it right here because it's nice and close. When we move from C to G, the C chord to the G chord, this is nice and close. It makes it easy to do. So, let's go back to the beginning. Here we go. Do, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun, over top of my G chord, back to C. Me, her name, I call myself, back to G. Fa, a long, long way to run. That's all we're gonna do today. Now, if you want to be super fancy, you can add a C. Just count down C. And find another one that sounds just like it and looks just like it, just below the two black notes. And you can play that one with your baby finger on your left hand while you play the chord here. Ready? Here we go. Do, a deer, a female deer. Uh-oh. Now we have to switch to our G chord. So I want you to count up. C, D, E, F, G. And play that with your thumb in your left hand. And I want you to remember what you were going to do for your G chord in your right hand. You're going to keep your baby finger on G. You're going to move your other notes down a little, your other fingers down a little bit. There we go. Rain, a drop of golden sun. Let's go back to C. Baby finger down on the left. Me, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. So basically, I'm just going back and forth from a C chord to a G chord. That's all we're going to do on Do, Re, Mi today. Okay? But let me tell you, once you've learned that on the piano, there are some other instruments that are pretty interesting that you can also start to play it on, if you have one around. Or you can just dream about having one of these one day. This is called an accordion. I used to think the accordion was the goofiest looking instrument in the world. And then I learned it for a beautiful show that I got to do in the United States. And that show was called Once. And I had to learn the accordion for it. And I already knew how to play the piano, so it made it easier for me to learn the accordion. So I'm going to find a C on here. There it is. And I'm going to play my C chord. There. C, E, G, Do, a deer, a female deer. I'm going to go to my G. G chord. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. And I'm just using this part of the accordion right now because this part of the accordion is a whole different ball game. There are C's and G's on it though, and I know where they are, but I won't take too much time with that today. But I'll fill it out so you can hear what it'll sound like if I add those. Do, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun, me, a name I call myself, far, a long, long way to run. Okay, so that's one instrument, and it works with air. That's why you heard that when I was finishing there. I have another instrument here that also has a keyboard on it, and this is one of the silliest instruments that I've ever seen. In fact, if you want to be even more silly when you play it, you can play it with this hose and you blow into it, or you can just blow into this little piece. Interchangeable. This is actually a really cool instrument. It's called a melodica. This one's called a melodeon. And this instrument is actually really quite inexpensive. So if you want to persuade someone to get you a little instrument so you can start to get an idea of how the piano keyboard works, this one might be a good place to start. Well, I'm sure they have it on Amazon. They haven't run out yet. So basically, I can play these notes, but they're not going to make any sound until I blow in here. So I'm going to play the same tune here. That's pretty neat, eh? Also, I could just play chords. That's a good way for you to see how I'm switching from the C chord to the G chord, because it's hard for you to see the piano because I don't have any cameramen here to help me. Anyways, that's our first session. I'm going to call this the Do Re Mi Jam. What I want you to do, see what you can learn to play that on. It might not even be a keyboard instrument like we talked about today. It might be a guitar, might be a ukulele, it might be a harmonica. I mean, you can play it on any instrument, and it teaches you a lot about music and music theory, which is a fancy word for talking about the chords and how they relate and all that stuff. So, I just said so. Let's see what you guys can come up with, and I will be in touch soon with some more instruments, some more ideas. I'll teach you some more of the song. And I also have a lovely husband who even played the captain in The Sound of Music one time. So I think that he would probably join me and play some other instruments. And we'll have a little band going here, and you can play along with us. Okay, I hope you had a great time. And just write and let us know if you have any other suggestions of songs you'd like to learn. Okay, have a great day.